going there, YouTube? It's a hot day. It's about 100 and something outside. It's pretty hot here in the workshop, but I got a package in the mail today from friends at Shapeways. This is not a part of the Shapeways sponsored video series or anything. I used Shapeways before they got involved with the channel, and I'll keep using it after. But this is a special package. You see, I've got my RC4wd V8 out. My buddy got Cyanide tube. You can check the link out in the video description. Check out his channel if you haven't seen it already. We kind of bounce ideas off each other occasionally, and he builds RC rat rods from pretty much all metal. And you know, we like to share ideas and stuff. And he's pretty good with the 3D design, but he's been typically doing like CNC stuff, and actually like CNCing wood and things like that. And he's very budget minded. If you haven't checked out his channel, give it a look. I bet you'll like it if you like my rat rods and stuff too. But I got him one of the Nightcrawler's 3Ds printed flathead V8s. And he was always kind of against plastic, but now I guess it's opened him up to a whole new world. And he 3D designed a complete intake system, Tunnel Ram Instake, for the RC4wd V8. So of course I had to get one. I'm thinking this is going to be for the gasser. He has several different options. You look through the page here, you can see he has the main base intake. He's got a single carb and a dual carb option. And of course with Shapeways you can print all that stuff in different materials. I really wanted to print the carburetors in brass, but it would have been 50 bucks just for those. But the best part about all this is it's still cheaper than the Inglés intake from RC4wd, and it's a different look, something new. So let's get it opened up and take a look. Alright, so we've got several components here. We have the base intake for the tunnel ram, the dual section high rise. We've got two carburetors and the upper plenum half that mounts the carburetors. And he has this in a dual carburetor setup that's tall and short. This is the short version. And he has the single carburetor one, I believe, in both options too. Make sure we got everything out of here. Now the trick with this intake, what did I do with them? There are other parts that you will need. You don't need, but it will make it look cooler, and it's designed to work with them. And I think I left them in the living room. So here's the base system. We've got all three pieces just kind of mocked up, or four pieces technically. It's designed to bolt on. It does need a gasket. He thought of everything. There's a little bit of slack between the intake and the block, and you can use a piece of some kind of cloth, or I can't remember what he called it that he used. It's like the stuff on the bottom of mattresses or box springs. That kind of heavy, thin, cheap stuff. Or like a roofing insulation. Just something to fill that gap, less than a millimeter. Once we get ready to mount it, we'll do that. But I think it looks awesome. The carburetors bolt down. You can use scale hardware. It does have provisions for the RC4wd water neck to bolt to it, or screw to it. And you can even go as far as running fuel lines into your carburetors and things like that. You just have to ream them out a little bit and use some kind of wire. On the back side here, it does have provision for your motor wires. You got space there. You can drill it out even more if you need to. And let me find my part here. Where is it? It does have space for the distributor to go. I can get mine out of the bag here. That was an issue that we had on the Inglés intake. There was not enough room for the distributor. So here we can use it in its properly intended location. I'm not going to screw it all the way right now, but it gives you plenty of room for the actual RC4wd accessories to go on it, and room to run the wires and stuff. So the other thing you have to buy, you don't have to, if you want to run open carburetor or make your own intake for the carburetors, but it is designed, and he has some different options with the carburetor as well, for these little chrome stacks. Now these are the funny part. These are from a cheap blow-off valve keychain that you get on eBay or AliExpress or wherever you're from, whatever kind of online retailer that sells junk. These things are complete garbage. They're supposed to be a blow-off valve. They have that big velocity stack on it. No other moving parts. One of mine came already disassembled. The screws and stuff are gone. But they are designed to bolt directly to the carburetors. And man, I think that's just an awesome look. I think it's tall enough and vintage style enough. It's going to be perfect for the gasser build. I think the Inglés intake, which I have one for the gasser build, I think it's a little too big. A little too much going on there. It's just a massive unit. And it's 80 bucks. So the total cost on this, the 3D printed parts shipped from Shapeways, actual retail price was around $28 with shipping. And the little keychains, 2 of them shipped on eBay. I'll have a link for that in the description as well. That was, I think it was like $6.90. They were three something a piece, some odd number, they were on sale. You know how eBay is. So, you know, if you want to come up with your own intake, 28 bucks shipped. And through Shapeways with no contact through promotions or anything, just me buying it like a normal customer, I got them in about a week and a half. I ordered them last Saturday? No? Yeah, it may have been closer to a week. It was actually really quick, and I didn't pay for extra shipping or extra speed on the printing. But I love the look. The old velocity stack thing, that's typical to like a gasser era. They were doing anything they could come up with to try and force everything into the engine faster. And it's pretty cool. Now the top half does just glue into the bottom. It has squares and it fits down into it nice and firmly. I ordered these in the new, they have the regular light flexible nylon, and they have something else now. They've changed some of the names of their items. Let me see what that was real quick so y'all know. So I did actually order that on the, where'd it go? It took exactly 7 days from order to delivery, which was fantastic. It wasn't supposed to be here till Tuesday, and it showed up here on Saturday. So yeah, it was $28.66 shipped for all 4 items. The carburetors were printed in the white natural versatile plastic. The Tunnel Ram top deck was white processed versatile, as well as the base. So the carburetors are the same original plastic you're used to, and the other 2 pieces are a new variant of it. It was a few cents more for those. From the renderings that it offered, it looked like those pieces were actually smoother. On Cyanide's video, he printed them in just regular old plastic, and it still had that bit of texture to it, a little bit of grain. So I wanted to try to go a little smoother. I'm just not sure how and all of the paint and stuff I'm going to do on it yet. But you know, the smoother is always better when you're going to paint something. I mean, obviously this can't stay white. It's got to be painted some kind of metallic finish. So the smoother the better. And it was worth the extra $1 overall for the finer material. And again, the carburetors are available in brass, but they were $24 a piece in brass. I couldn't swing that right now. But yeah, this thing, I think it fits the block proportionally well. It looks phenomenal. Big shout out to Cyanide for doing the design work on this. And if you're interested, there's a link to his Shapeways store at Cyanide Speed Shop. And be sure to check out his channel because you will not be disappointed. He is a hot rod wizard when it comes to RC scale fabrication and stuff. But anyway guys, that's where I'm going to leave this one. This will be part 1 of our gasser engine build. Got a few things in store for that. I've got tons of accessories for it. Really not looking forward to running the spark plug wires again. Did that on a previous build. Oh my god, it's tedious. But it's part of it. I always save that for last once it's all done together and looks fantastic. Got a few things in store for the R4 transmission. I've seen some new little tricks that people are doing online. I think GCM Racing has done a few little things with it. So we may give that a shot and see if we can't make this gasser actually fast. Because I don't want it to, you know, it's a drag car. It's got to be fast. But anyway guys, I'm going to cut this one off. I will see y'all in the next video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And be sure to check out Cyanide too and his awesome rat rod builds. And keep it scale.